Hello, fellow truckers, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. This looks familiar, doesn't it? I got another bus load heading from Clinton, Oklahoma, up to Hays, Kansas. It's not really that big of a paying job, but it does keep us in the eastern 3 states that I've been trying to stay in for now. It's a decent. And it also has the highest paying per mile rate in it. So yeah, there's that. I'm trying to remember to start a new intro for all of this stuff because we're trying to push to 10,000 subscribers. We're at over 2,500, 2,600, something like that now. And I would really like to bump that up to the nice solid 10,000 mark. So if you could do me a solid by hitting that subscribe button and liking the video to help the algorithm push it out. Hang out for the video for a little while to help accumulate some watch time so the YouTube algorithm knows that you actually did enjoy that video. It does kind of help with that. So we're heading over to we're heading up to Kansas now. We're in Clinton, Oklahoma. We did a bus. We dropped off a bus just like that in our last episode. But yeah, sorry guys, you're gonna have to wait for me. There wasn't anything that was kind of staying in the general region that was more interesting than the bus. So I decided we're just gonna go ahead and do the bus. Unfortunately, that's just what we're gonna have to kind of do right now. It is what it is. But let's go ahead and get our cruise control set. Oh yeah, I forgot that the cruise control for this actually has a nice little icon that shows up on the speedometer there, so that's kind of cool. Wish more trucks actually had that. So yeah, it is currently, what time is it right now in the game? I know there's a clock out. 7:30 at night. What time does our load need to be there? We have 8 hours to get it there, which means that unfortunately it's only 4.5 hours, but that means that a significant portion of this drive is going to be at night because I wasn't paying attention when I took the load and I just kind of grabbed what was instant and didn't really take into consideration what time it was. So I apologize in advance for the fact that this episode is going to be mostly at night because we don't have the time to rest and advance the clock. So sorry about that. I'll try to be better about that in the future. I'm kind of amped up today. I'm not sure why. My Elite Dangerous episode would just constantly had my brain running far, far, far ahead of where my mouth could keep up. And there was a lot of stuttering and, I don't know, stuttering, but just getting kind of lost and confused and, feeling like I have a bunch of ADD stuff happening. I'm going to pass these guys because it technically is a passing lane and I don't want to wait on these guys to figure out what they're doing. We're just going to pass them and get around. We're going to try to make this as short of an episode as we can since, there really isn't that much we need to get done. 200 miles, yeah, we should be able to get that done pretty quickly. But unfortunately, we're having to wait for a stop sign here, so I'll bring you guys back in a second. Okay, we made it past the stop sign. We're going to go ahead and try to pick up some speed and get ourselves back up to whatever the speed limit is 65 on this particular road. Don't really have too much to talk about as far as anything else today, other than, yeah, I am trying to... I know the odds of making it big on YouTube are pretty small, but at the same time, most people don't make it as far as I've made it with 2,600 subscribers and, actually monetizing their channels and all that stuff. I mean, it's certainly nothing to be impressed by. My channel's nothing to be impressed by, but, it's not nothing. I'm trying to push. I'm trying to push a little bit to try to eke a little bit more out of my channel. Try to get a little bit more out of what's happening with my growth, and because if we can get up to 10,000 subscribers and really good watch times, and people are happy and they're having fun and they're watching the videos, and there's a lot of ad revenue coming in. Maybe get some sponsors because the channel grows enough that enough people are watching. Those are the dreams that a content creator such as myself is trying to get to, but you don't get there unless you push for it. So that's what that's about. Advertising is just not something that I think a lot of us really want to deal with. It makes us feel kind of weird. It makes us feel like nobody wants to go out there and ask for things. I certainly don't want to have to go and ask for anything. I want to be self-sufficient. I want to do everything myself. I want to get things done. But at the same time, if you don't remind people to subscribe, if you don't remind them to hit the like button, if you don't remind them that, allowing a passing thought to distract you from being interested in what you're doing and clicking off the video really, kills the watch time. Because I think, I think that I'm not gonna sit here and say and be arrogant and say that, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to fix something. Let me do that, please. Thank you. All right, I'm not sure why that did that. I'm not trying to be arrogant and say I'm the most interesting person in the world. I'm certainly not. And I know there's a lot of people who click on here and listen to me talk, and either the sound of my voice turns them off, or what I'm doing, or you know, just the gameplay itself is just not what they thought it was going to be, and they click off the video. But I think a lot of people like are interested in watching, but then they're just like, they lose that feel. They have a moment of just like, yeah, I'm not really sure I want to watch this. Let me go find something else, and then they click off the video. And you know, it's not your problem that, you know, clicking off the video and has a negative effect on the thing. Obviously, it's on me to try to make the videos as interesting as I can so that you don't want to click off of them. But you know, unless you're doing super flashy, crazy content that is constantly feeding that dopamine hit, you're gonna have moments during videos, especially like these long-form truck driving videos, where you're just like, I'm kind of bored for this. I'm kind of bored for this next 5 seconds. I'm gonna back out and go click on something else. I kind of miss the days where we all kind of just had the patience to sit down and watch a 20 or 30 minute just let's play video. Seems like that used to be the big thing back in the day. Like, I remember I used to watch Captain Sparkles all the time. I don't think he did almost any video editing. He would just sit down, play for 30 minutes. I'd sit and watch him for 30 minutes, and then that's it. And he wasn't like super engaging or anything like that. He was just, you know, he was personable, and, you know, you wanted to listen to him talk about the stuff that he was talking about. But for the most part, he was just a chill dude playing on the internet, and everybody seemed to like that. But it seems like the market has changed since then, and now everybody wants every moment of everything, every video that they're watching to be, you know, amazing and awesome and keeping my attention, and don't let me get bored for half a second. And it's, I don't know, it's kind of disappointing that that's where we've come to. I really wish we could get back to the just watching people play stuff. I don't know. That's kind of why I try to babble as much as I can when I'm playing my games at this point, because you know, if I'm talking and I constantly have something to say and I don't leave any breaks, and you know, I don't give you guys time to just kind of stop and process for a second and be like, oh, I'm kind of bored now, then you won't click off the video. And I hate that, you know, we have to kind of be manipulative that way instead of just, you know, playing the game however we're going to play it, and you either like it or you don't. I feel like our collective attention span has dropped to the point where you can't be that way anymore. Like, you can't. My videos started doing noticeably better when I started cutting out all of the parts where I wasn't talking. And, you know, that is what it is. It's just the way that it goes. I can complain about it. I can not like it, but, you know, ignoring it completely and just saying that you guys just need to change your behavior, that's not going to get anything done. I gotta change the way I do things to try to keep you guys watching. That's just the way that it goes. I don't like it. I'll complain about it, but I'm still going to change. Like, you got to. You can't force people to watch your content. That's just kind of the way it goes. We're just gonna California roll through that stop because it's a video game and we have places to be. So I have a carrier jump that I need to manage here in a minute back on my Elite Dangerous channel. I actually have the Elite Dangerous sitting over there in another window because as soon as I'm done recording here, I need to go manage making sure that gets where it's supposed to go. So yeah, there's always that. But let's see, 55, let's check and see. We have 180 miles left to go. Realistically, we should be much further along the path, but we keep getting stuck in these little towns and stuff instead of being able to just kind of breeze through. Really nice if we had more freeway driving. I mean, I guess not. Obviously, from a getting the load done standpoint, it sucks to drive through these towns. But at the same time, you know, driving through the little towns is where you get all the character and stuff, where you can actually see things, and you know, you're driving through and there's actually something to see. Now, the fact that most of this episode is going to be at nighttime kind of negates that. I kind of wish we were just on a freeway. Oh, wait, we're going this way. I kind of wish that we were just on a freeway so that we could just, you know, get there as quickly as possible. But you know, that's not the cards we were dealt. We just got to kind of live with what we have and make it work. So yeah, there's that. I have to say that removing the weather mod definitely did make a difference when it comes to traction, but it just kind of sucks that we're stuck with the basic weather patterns now. I'm not a fan of the basic weather patterns. Again, I'll put the appeal out there now. If you know of a good weather mod that only affects the visuals and does not affect the traction and physics in any way, then I'd love to know about it. It's got to be on the Steam Workshop though. I know I could go look for one, but I would prefer it if I could find, you know, somebody who could tell me that has some experience with it, rather than, you know, having to read about it and then it turns out that, you know, the mod does this and this and this, and then I find out it's not. So sorry, I need you guys to be my guinea pigs to let me know, because I don't have the time or patience to sit down and go hunting for a mod. I got other things to get done. I have other videos to get done, and by the time I finish recording this and get it to start uploading, I'm not thinking about the fact that I need to go find a mod anymore. I generally have a third video that I need to get done, and I think today I might have 4, because I need to go make a Path of Exile 2 talking head video, because I'm kind of done with that game again, and yeah, I forgot to center the camera. My apologies, guys. I know you guys can't see the you guys cannot see the wait, what am I doing? I'm trying to do that and center. There we go. That's what we're doing. You guys can't see the route advisor if my my big fat head's in the way. So there you go. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to cut you guys off for that. It's the only problem with doing the... welcome to Kansas. We just went back up into Kansas. That's the only problem with doing recordings this way, is I don't have anybody to message me and say, hey, dummy, you left your camera in the wrong place. That's kind of the way it goes. Nothing I can do about it other than just fix it when I see it. Sorry.
Right turn.
Okay, right turn onto the 183. Made it a little bit wide to make sure we didn't hit the trailer. I have head tracking options that would make it so I don't have to use a turn signal to look over there. I mean, realistically, I should be using the turn signal and looking over there. That's the right way to do it. But I don't do. If you watch my content at all, you know I don't necessarily go for realism. So, you know, we're trying to get the loads done. We're trying to enjoy the ambiance of being out on the road, and you know. But this series is mostly just it is a backdrop to allow you guys to just kind of come and hang out, feel like you're in the truck and you're chatting with some dude driving it. And that's kind of what it's more about, the chatting than it is about the driving, I would think. I seriously doubt that very many people are interested in watching American Truck Simulator for the simulator. I think it's mostly you like the presenter, you like the person who's talking, and that's why you watch. I know, you know, one of the bigger guys that do American Truck Simulator, Jeff, I don't know how to say his last name, Fabiano or something like that. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name exactly, but he has over 1 million subscribers. I think he's approaching like 2 million subscribers. And you know, why do you watch his content, or why do people watch his content? It isn't for the American Truck Simulator. It isn't because the simulator itself is so interesting that, you know, he does a bunch of different content, so that's why he has so many subscribers. But he gets a lot of views on when he does those things. Like, it's not just that he has a lot of subscribers. He actually gets a lot of views on the Truck Simulator stuff. So part of it's because he has a really cool setup with the wheel and the pedals and the big shifter and all that stuff, and people want to see that. Yeah, that's a part of it, but that would get really boring to watch after a while. Why do people watch him? Well, they watch him because he's an interesting person to listen to while he's doing the game. And so yeah, that's for most of the content that I do these days. I'm focused less on the games and more on just trying to be interesting, trying to be as interesting as I can be as the person that I am. That's somewhat difficult to do as a homebody who doesn't really want to go anywhere or do anything, but you know, you try to maximize what you have. And what do I have? I'm able to speak extemporaneously for extended periods of time in a way that people generally find interesting, and that's what I'm trying to do. So hopefully you find it interesting, and if you don't, well, I tried. It would be nice if this truck in front of me would actually do the speed limit instead of sitting there at 55 miles an hour. We have places to be, and he is significantly slowing us down. As a matter of fact, I am going to speed up, I think, if I can get the truck to respond and actually do what I'm telling it to do. And we're just going to speed past this guy as soon as we get a legal opportunity to pass him, because I am not going to sit behind somebody who insists on continually slowing down and doing less than the speed limit. Oh, he just... Okay. That was, okay. he just completely ran that stop sign there. And while I'm not necessarily mad about it from a getting things done perspective, I don't know that I've ever seen the AI actually run a red light or run a stop sign or, you know, do anything blatantly illegal like that. That was something. That was something I have never seen before, and I kind of hope I'll see that again in the future, because, dude, that was pretty epic. He just kind of ran through that stop sign. So when did AI start breaking traffic rules? That, because I uninstalled my traffic mod. I uninstalled all my traffic mods. That's a default ATS behavior. That is a default behavior. I completely removed all of my physics mods and traffic mods. The only mods I have on here left are some of the ones that I know that are only visual or are only sound. Cross traffic does not stop. And it had the same sign before too, where it said cross traffic didn't stop. He just blew through that, no problem. That was wow. I'm flabbergasted by that. That was weird. Did they make a change to the way the default AI behavior works to allow the AI to do crazy stuff like that? That's I don't know what to say. I guess I don't know. Just realized I didn't have my bright lights on, and no wonder why it's so dark out there. I really wish that the game would save whatever your last settings were, because I always want my bright lights on because I have the setting turned on to where it automatically flops back and forth between high beam and low beam depending on sorry, I've got to pay attention to the traffic that's oh, we can't see anything that's happening. Sorry guys, because I can't see, you guys are just gonna have to stop for me, because the headlights, I think I kind of need to reinstall that realistic headlights mod because the headlights in the distance are super dim and I couldn't see anything. So that's why we just did what we did. I couldn't see the traffic coming, and we never would have got anywhere if I just sat there and waited for a break in the traffic. The cross traffic does not stop, so yeah, that's what that was about. But yeah, anyways, I really wish that the game would just default to saving whatever your last setting was, not necessarily what the truck had. Because if you switch trucks, I don't want to have to remember to set it back to, you know, go back to bright lights and all that stuff. And there's a lot of things I don't want to have to reset just because we bought a new truck. I know that's realistic, but again, when it comes to certain things, I don't really want realism. I want it to just work. I don't want to have to fiddle with it. It's like it's the same arguments I make over in my whole Elite Dangerous channel with all of the things that, you know, you're flying around in this massively futuristic spaceship that has a crazy supercomputer on board that's, you know, over 1,000 years more advanced than what we have today, but I still have to manually zoom in on planets to find out what's on it using the full spectrum scanner, like I'm using binoculars or something. You know, just arbitrary decisions that were intended to force you to have to manually do inputs instead of the ship just doing the work for you. While I understand the concept, it's kind of stupid to do it that way because you're in a hyper advanced spaceship. Your spaceship should be doing that for you. Find other ways to force me to participate other than just artificially creating something that requires me to manually operate it. Like, come on, be a little bit smarter than that. Okay, we are in Hays, Kansas, and our destination is up on the right. Unfortunately, everything on this road is a stop sign, so we're basically being forced to stop every single intersection that we go through. So, yeah. But fortunately, it was a really short load, and it didn't really take us that long. I'm at less than 20 minutes of recording time, and I didn't really stop talking the entire time, so pretty much just 20 minutes worth of play time as well, which is really nice. So we'll get up over here, we'll get our load dropped off, make a little bit of money, and then tomorrow, hopefully, we'll have a better we'll have some better opportunities available to us to maybe go down into like the deep southern part of Texas. I think that would be pretty nice if we could do that. Just go way down to like the southern tip of Texas. That would be pretty interesting. Well, I guess we need to get through the gate here, and then we need to figure out exactly where our load is going to get dropped off. The gate waits until you're pretty much right on top of it. Okay, that's where our load needs to go right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of swing out this way, and then I'm going to turn all the way around so we have a nice easy back in, just go straight back. So I'm going to continue talking right now. I know it's babbling, but if I stop talking, the software stops recording because of the way I have it set up. So I'm just going to continue talking so you guys can get the entire loading process and not miss anything. Hold on a second. I need to go that way. Oh, wait. I'm screwing this up. No. Go back that way. That way. There we go. There we go. I got it, finally. So now that we have it backed up, you basically just drive the trailer. You're basically just driving the trailer like you're actually just driving it. You turn, if you can get your head stuck out this way, if I want to turn it right, I actually turn the wheel to the right. And then if I want to turn the back of the trailer left, I turn it to the left. And that's just kind of the way that this works. That's why, for the most part, I'm able to do this very quickly and easily because I'm just basically just driving the trailer like I would the truck. Anyways, that's going to go ahead and do it for today's episode. Hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Join as a member for early access to videos, among other perks, or you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with that thanks button. I also have PayPal and Patreon links in the description for those of you who prefer to go that route, because some of you like to go outside of YouTube to help out with channels. So those are there for your convenience. So again, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to come back for tomorrow's load, and I'll see you then.